Hi guys, Leanne Holitza here at the Healing Studio, coming at you with our readings for the week. I always have a bunch of stones on my desk, to be honest, but I got a couple helpers here. So the Celestite, which is this month's stone, and it's calming and soothing. And then I've got Appetite, which was last month's stone, which is focusing and clarifying. So, and I for some reason pulled the spiritual protection off the shelf today for us from Amanda Ellis. Yeah, and we're going to use the Alice in Wonderland deck today, which has interesting artwork and always has a message of like where we are with our journey. So keep in mind that we are putting we're going to do a weekly reading that's for all of us. Then we're going to do a 1 2 3, which if you're watching this later, you can also participate. You feel into which cards you want to start with, and that's your beginning of your initial reading. And then if you type me please in the comments, I will get to as many people as I can to get you guys a reading. My feed looks a little bit different than your feed, so just FYI. We are streaming on Facebook and YouTube, which I think I've already given you guys the heads up about the YouTube, but it lets you comment earlier. So feeling distracted. This week we're starting Energy Awareness 1. That is available for hybrid, and it's the only time that I offer it in the year, and it's like the place to start your journey with any of the energy awareness psychic development classes that I teach. It's kind of the foundation. I'm teaching an advanced class tonight, which are for people who've already graduated from those classes and want to keep going. We're going to teach about tonight. We're talking about how how to avoid creating karma with people as best as you can when you're active in your life. So anyway, there's sound baths this month. There is, we're headed into March, I guess. So yeah, there'll definitely going to be sound baths and group healings and things like that. So, all right, let's get going. All right, so we're starting with the yantra deck because that's the way I like to do it. And I didn't put my light up, so I look tireder than I really am because my shadowing here, but my light keeps falling over. So I'm just gonna not deal with it today. Okay, here we go. 1 2 3. First card is surrender upside down. This is a warning that we are trying to control things or trying to keep things in a tight loop where we're the ones who are responsible for what's going on when we are not. Helper card, the love card sideways. What that is saying is actively do loving actions, actively give compliments, actively give love, think of the things you love. It's very much going to ask you to return to your unconditional loving nature versus getting into fear or struggle. Okay. End of the week, look out for bad attitudes. Okay. So it looks like this week there's an opportunity for us to be really in our heads. Notice the triangles in every single card. That is also about relationships. Triangles are often about relationships. So think of it this way. Think of it like I'm getting my needs met, you're getting your needs met, and together we are better people or doing more together than we could accomplish separate. If you're not in an active, lifting you up, expansive relationship, that'd be a time to kind of step aside. Okay. All right. So there's the start of the week. Sounds like might be not the easiest week, but we'll see. Maybe that's why they want me to do the Alice in Wonderland deck, because that's oftentimes it's about, getting into your comfort zone or whatever, or out of your comfort zone. All right, let's do this. Let me put up a little banner in case you are participating for the first time. Just need a little me, please, and I will get to as many as I can. Your name's going to show up on the screen when I read you. So there's more than one Gina, for example, that kind of stuff. So, all right, Rob made it to the top of the list with your Alice in Wonderland card. You got, I didn't do 1 2 3, you guys. See, I'm a little all over the place. All right, let me ground, but I'll give Rob his card. Uncertainty, Rob. Choose what you want to become, that or will become. This card is inviting you. It's kind of the end of the Alice in Wonderland journey and story. It's inviting you to kind of come in and check on yourself and see what you want to take forward from the journey that you've been on. Now, think about those relationship cards that we just talked about. You're asking to redefine. Okay. So just give yourself some true downtime to vision into yourself and who you are at this point. All right. Let me go back to 1 2 3. Telling you guys, it's Sunday. I guess I'm not ready to get going yet. We had a fun little gathering last night for I have a 22-year-old son now. It's kind of hard to believe. All right, let's do 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So pick the number that resonates with you. This is going to be your first card. Okay. So this is in order to get you going. And keep in mind, we're going to start hearing messages that kind of repeat themselves because the guides do all come together and like to have messages about who, their person and the next person and that kind of thing. So just if it resonates with you, it probably is also for you. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1. All right. You got nature communication, flower energies, fairy energies, and elemental messengers. So this is pay attention to what's happening in nature this week. Pay attention to the animals you see, pay attention to the way that the trees are blooming, whatever it is that is there for you to witness in nature this week. That's what you're being asked to do. If you picked 2, you're painting the roses red, covering up mistakes. Okay, so this is a warning that you can't really cover up your mistakes because more flowers will grow back in the wrong color, right? And really, it's just irritating to try and cover things up. It's just kind of own up to it, let it be wrong, and then fix it, basically. Okay, if you got 3, you got a moment's regret, nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you're making a mistake. All right, you guys, if you picked 2 or 3, kind of goes with that whole message about the relationships and cleaning things up. So if you got the moment's regret, you want to be careful not to be dwelling on the past because that can cause depressive energies. All right, let's go. Here we go. Yes, I know the sun. I should spent more time in it this morning. Okay. CC, you've got such a curious dream, grounding, returning to reality, and coming home. So this is the end of the story where she really kind of goes, whoa, what just happened to me? Okay, I'm going to make some different agreements with how I kind of think of things. So with you and the way that the cards are reading out, this week, it's probably a good week to close some books on things and let some things come to an end and just kind of reflect on where you want to go next. Okay. Robin, your card is law is not justice. Okay. Rules that are not fair. Okay. So this is, again, you guys, I feel like a kind of a cautionary, go gentle, prepare yourself for this week in a very cautious way. This card is basically saying that you can't expect systems that are not really designed to do anything but keep themselves going, fix the problems of the world, right? So, for example, going into a courtroom setting or something like that, the lawyers and the judges, they're all employed by the system. So they're not going to necessarily want the system to go away. But it's kind of also a kind of a game in there, if that makes sense. So just kind of letting go of holding on to expecting fairness in certain circumstances and just kind of walk away from them. Jordan, for you this week, you've got, I want to be a queen, stating your sovereignty, declaring freedom, passing the test. Okay, so again, this is kind of at the end when the story, when she's trying to say, I don't want to play this game with this crazy queen. I don't want to be, part of any of this other stuff. I'm literally going to take care of myself and make my own authority. That's what you're being asked to do this week. Okay, Jordan? Be in your own authority. Sam, you're who in the world are you? Getting to know a new you. Okay. So this card is very much just saying that there's a lot of things that have kind of deconstructed your identity that are being asked to kind of come back and look at yourself in a different way, but also kind of see how bizarre life is and just let yourself kind of be in, awe of the bizarreness rather than trying to control it. Okay. All right. Patty, wake up. It's your moment. So this card is basically saying this week, eyes wide open, be very much paying attention to things that are going on around you. Wake up to any mistruths that have been trying to get sent your way. This week is a good week to see with clear eyes. Okay. Kimberly and Jamie. Kimberly, you got lead the way. Be a leader, show others how it's done. You can help others. Okay. So this week, this is basically saying lead the way, not do the way for other people, but like go ahead and be like, come this way with me. Okay. So understanding that, everybody around you might be acting a little crazy. And the only way through is if somebody kind of takes charge. Again, this is not about you doing it for everybody. This is more being you going and saying, come on, let's go. All right. Jamie, for you, oh, I shuffled and shuffled. You got the same card. See, this is where they start to stack the messages, you guys. So guess you both are going to be leaders this week. Going to let yourselves be in awareness of the fact that you might have the answers when no one else does. I'm going to read you the little blurb. Ready? This is from the book. Alice led the way, and the whole party swam to shore. Okay, so this is like save yourself, show the other people how it's done, but don't do it for them. I keep getting that from the guides too. It's not that you guys are doing it for them. Nicole, you're going to be focusing on, you got 2 cards that popped out for you. Okay, so follow the white rabbit. Curiosity meets opportunity. So this is kind of getting started at the beginning. And changing in the night. You've changed quickly. Okay, so this is like keep staying curious. Don't define anything this week. Let yourself be open to what is opening up about yourself and let yourself be aware that, yes, you are changing and old ways are no longer relevant. Okay. All right, Seth, for you to focus this week, you're asked to use your time well. Every moment counts. So I'm in particular, he's kind of creepy, isn't he? Every moment counts, and giving yourself an opportunity to say that you are in kind of a grounded time management space this week. Really pay attention to how you're using your time, use it well, and see where you maybe are losing time. Okay. So, Rob, I see you. Me pleased me. Again, you were the first one, and I accidentally started reading you before I even did the 1, 2, 3. So, if you want to go back and look at your card, you kind of, I got you there already. Diane, you're next. Diane, you were also changed in the night. You have changed quickly, so let yourself be aware that these changes are coming quick and fast, and it's going to be good for you to acknowledge that you don't have to fight that. You can become whatever you're becoming with ease, okay? Tiff, my dear, you've got to manage to be glad. Create your own happiness regardless of conditions. Okay, so this is very much asking you to just let yourself be in this bizarre life, be jovial about the way things are going. And then, this is kind of at the end of the story too. So really kind of coming into your own awareness, keeping in mind our message about relationships and cleaning things up a little bit. Manage to be glad. Michelle, you got the painting the roses red, covering up errors. If you already got number 2 at the beginning and they're doubling down, if you didn't pick that one, then basically they're just saying don't cover up the errors this week. Just kind of own up to what's gone wrong, let it be what it is, and move from there. Okay. And keep in mind, this is for the week. Okay, you guys. So this could not be, you may not even know what they're talking about yet. It might be coming up. Okay. Melissa, you got choices, feeling blocked and restrained. Okay. So just kind of notice that there is some, sometimes it's hard to have options. Like too many options can make us crazy. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Janelle. Oh, 3rd time's charm, you guys. So it's for all of us. Painting the roses red, covering up mistakes. Don't do that. All right, I'm going to read the little blurb just because it's come up for all of us. So now we're all going to be focused this week on not doing this, okay? So this is the little blurb from the story. Would you tell me, please, said Alice a little timidly, why are you painting those roses? 5 and 7 said nothing, but looked at 2. 2 began in a low voice. Why, the fact is, you see, miss, this here ought to have been a red rose tree, and we put a white one in by mistake. And if the queen finds out, we should have all of our heads cut off, Okay, so there's kind of harsh consequences in there too. So don't let the consequences be harsh. Don't make the consequences fit the crime kind of thing. So just, make sure that you're not being too harsh. Oh, I got to get Donnie. Donnie, Your card is yet set your course. Know where you wish to go, have a plan and the right direction. Okay. So this is basically saying sit down, strategize, give yourself some ideas of what you want to be doing next and why you're even doing what you're doing, if that makes sense. Okay. Tanya, for you this week, you're going to be focusing on also setting your course. Know where you want to go, have a plan, the right direction. Okay. So again, like I said, the guides kind of hang out together and stack their messages so they can keep talking. But basically, this is like, if you don't know where you're headed and you try to ask everyone around you where to go, nobody knows but you where you want to go. So it's kind of a call to action of make some strategies. Okay. Lisa, you cannot go back to yesterday. Be in the present. Okay. So this is kind of again towards the end. 44 is towards the end of the story. And you're changed. You know more than you knew yesterday, and that's changed you. And that's okay. And so just let yourself be in the change of the self. Okay. All right, Aaron. Aaron, you've also got choices, feeling blocked and restrained. So this is kind of saying, I need to make some choices and I feel blocked to do so. Think of the relationship space of this week. Just give yourself some space to know that the choices lay in front of you and they might not be easy to make. Nolani, you've got never jam today. Promises that never come to be empty words, not living in the moment. So this is kind of calling you out as far as it's saying, pay attention to what you promise yourself, pay attention to what gets promised to you, follow through with the things you say you're going to do, and be aware when other people are not following through. Okay. Kayana, you're got also set your course. This is the third time we've seen it. So this is also for all of us. Know where you wish to be, have a plan, go in the right direction, set some goals for yourself. It may be small goals, it may be big goals. It doesn't have to be anything too dramatic. Okay, so since this is for all of us, here's the blurb from the book. Would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here? That depends a good deal on where you want to go, said the cat. I don't much care where, said Alice. Then it doesn't matter which way you go, said the cat. So it's kind of like if you don't say what you want, you kind of drift. And so this week we're being asked to be more clear about what we want. Okay. And why. They just added, and why you want it. Christy, you've got follow the rabbit, stay curious, and curiosity meets opportunity. So just ask lots of questions this week. Don't make any declarations. Kira, for you this week, you're going to focus on messages for a rabbit, service to the animal world. So spending some time taking care of animals will help give you some good energy. So checking your relationship with that. Okay. Janice, belong to your own dream, create your own life. This is very much asking, again, that kind of back to the cat saying, well, if you don't tell us where you want to go, you're going to just drift. So this is kind of saying, get back into like a little bit of getting to know yourself, maybe a little meditation, a little journaling, just to kind of give yourself some awareness of what you want to be creating and why. Natalie, don't drink the poison. Do not do things that are bad for you. Okay. So this could be toxic anger. This could be frustration. This could be getting into relationships with things that you don't like. Just be aware that you are making some choices that maybe will poison the water a little bit. Okay. Careful. All right, Kimberly, this week for you, you're focusing on becoming braver, resilience, experience, growing stronger, fresh perspective. So at the beginning of it, she's just kind of venturing out, trying to figure things out. I think that you're being kind of asked to do some things that are out of your comfort zone even more and more, and that you're getting braver about doing that. So good job. Kalina. Okay, fourth time we've seen this card, so it's for all of us to be paying attention. Painting the roses red. Let me just real quick open the book back up and make sure I'm not missing something about that message, because sometimes they're bringing it up because I'm missing something. So this is basically saying someone is, so remember I said the harsh mistakes, so it's talking about harshness, and also feeling forced to cover up errors to avoid punishment, fear of mistakes being discovered, hiding evidence, consequence of much harsher mistake. So it's not reasonable though to do that anymore, is kind of what this card is saying. It's not reasonable to keep covering up mistakes, because after a while the mistakes cause mistakes, right? So this week it's kind of like take responsibility. All right, Gina. I wonder what will happen next. Number 2, right at the beginning. Okay. So you're ready for adventure. There's a precipice of change, but it's also a pause before action. So this week would be a week to not necessarily take any drastic action, just kind of be paying attention to the story unfolding around you. Okay. Mountain River, you got 2 cards. The law is not justice. So paying attention to the fact that things may feel a little bit unfair and it's, kind of just the meaning of life sometimes. And you got nature communication. So if you pick this at the beginning, they're doubling down with that. Get outside, talk to nature, pay attention to the unfoldings around you. There's more happening than what your head says. Okay. Seriously wonderful. Wake up. It's your moment. This week would be a good week to pay attention to the things that are going on around you. Don't forget, you can make the choices that you want to make. Okay. Eat 100 foods. Who in the world are you? Getting to know a new you. You're transforming into something different. And as you do that, you let yourself really come to awareness that you have choices about who you allow yourself to become at this point. Okay. All right. Melissa, you got Rebecca with you. Okay, so Rebecca, you're starting at the beginning. I wonder what will happen next. Ready for adventure? Precipice of change, pause before action. Okay, so let yourself acknowledge that you're just at the beginning of a story and hold on. Don't make too many rash decisions yet because you don't have enough information. Okay, Heidi, you've got a moment's regret. So if you pick this at the beginning, they're doubling down, nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you've made a mistake. So just try. So we definitely are getting like a lot of messages around our mistakes and things like that this week. So just be aware, Heidi, that you might be being asked to just let go of the past. It is what it is. Make peace with it. Move forward. Okay. Cynthia, you can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. So what's happened. It's the end of the story, pretty much 44. It's time to just kind of close some books and move yourself forward. Okay. All right. Bella, I see you down here saying you're from New Mexico. Hello. Bella, your card for the week. Okay. 3rd time's a charm. We got this one 3 times now, so it's for all of us. You can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. See how they stack that? Because they just want to keep talking about it. So let me read you the little blurb. And the Griffin added, "Come, let's hear some of your adventures." "I could tell you all my adventures, beginning from this morning," said Alice a little timidly, "but it's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then." So you're more than your past is what this card is saying. You're more than what's happened already. You are evolving into something different, and let yourself evolve. Okay. Yes, your past created your resilience, but it doesn't have to also be your story or your suffering anymore. Okay. All right, Jessica, you've got keeping up. Okay, immense effort and advance. Okay, so this week you're being asked to put in a lot of effort. Okay, so put in, especially in those relationship spaces that need a little cleanup. Give yourself some time to allow some actual effort from your part, so that then you can be matched in that effort. Okay, Gina, your card for the week is Curiouser and Curiouser. Okay. It says discovery, inquiry, weirdness, and curiosity. It's number 9. It's like right at the beginning of when things are just getting weirder and weirder for Alice. So this week might be a weird week. It may not make sense yet. So let yourself kind of float. Okay. Go with the flow. All right. Good job, Jessica. Put in that effort. All right. Keep your temper. This is for Kelly. Don't allow your anger to rule you. So this week might be a kind of a week to, anger is not a bad emotion. Anger is informative, right? But it's just important to kind of give yourself a chance to not let it be the only thing driving your next steps. Okay. So watch out for that. Okay, Andrea. Find the lesson, discover purpose in a situation, and trust that you are learning. Okay. So it may not feel completely, in alignment with where you want to be headed right now this week, but you are being asked to understand that you can take the lessons in as you go because you're learning for what you said you wanted. Okay. All right. Amanda, Okay, fourth time we've seen this, so here we go, right? You can't go back to yesterday, so this is for all of us. Be in the present. Again, you are not your past. You aren't who you were before, that kind of thing. Let me just kind of pull up the book one more time. So you can entertain the stories, kind of was what I'm hearing from the guides, you can entertain the stories of the past, but try not to rehash things that are already done. Walk away. Okay, so this week watch out for that storytelling self. Cameron, it's always tea time. Eternity, endless moments, and repetition. So what this card is reminding you is like, do the dishes, do the laundry, go to sleep, repeat kind of thing. This week might feel a little repetitive in nature. If you want something to change, you might want to put a little extra spontaneity in there, but also just kind of accept that sometimes we're in a loop that needs to be there in order to keep things consistent so we can move forward. Okay, Astrid? You are rare and free. There are not many like you. There you go. So you get to go be you this week. And who cares if people understand what that means? Who cares if people even have the room to listen to what that looks like? You are holding space for you, making choices to protect that self. Okay. All right, Ashley. Thank you guys for hanging out, by the way, this whole time, because hopefully you're hearing other messages you needed to hear. Investigate, look closely, ask questions, think before acting. Okay, so this card is basically saying, Ashley, that you are that there's asking more questions, clarifying, even like stating back to somebody this week what is you think you're hearing from them to make sure that is what you're actually hearing from them, that kind of thing. Okay. All right, Miranda, use your time well. Okay, make every moment count. So this is basically saying time management this week. Don't also just kind of paying attention to where you're leaking power to time. Okay, because that can definitely happen too. All right, you guys, a little caution on this week. I got to everybody. If you're still hanging out there, want to please me, we have about 2 minutes left. But really, you guys, it feels like when I look at these cards this week, we're going to be asked to be a little more cautious with our relationship spaces, and kind of know that maybe we're wrapping up some things that we've done in our relationships or have been done to us that we can kind of close the book on and not carry forward. So hopefully that makes sense to all of you. Let's see. I'm just going to take one more look at the thread, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's the deal. The energies are shifting into, we're kind of coming into that last month of the first quarter, right? And we're kind of coming into this space where we're asking ourselves, okay, what's next, right? So just give yourself a minute to pay attention to everything you want to let go of so that you can actually state what you want now. Okay, Kim, you've got managed to be glad despite circumstances, create your own happiness regardless of conditions. Okay, so this is asking you to try and get some positive perspectives, not to suppress your feelings, but just to let your feelings be what they need to be, as far as like letting yourself find the good stuff, right? Like if you're good enough to be sitting here listening to me on YouTube or Facebook, or wherever you're coming from, you absolutely can. You absolutely can do that. Okay, Crystal, I see you. I mean, you can there's ways to be. This is the third time we've seen this one, lead the way. So must have popped in on the end there for us to all know. Be a leader. Show others how it's done. You can help others. Now, this is not do for others. Remember, that message is not do for others. It is do for yourself and let other people watch and go. Okay, here's the little blurb. Alice led the way and the whole party swam to shore. Okay, I already read that because we already got it 3 times. So I'm just reiterating that it's time to step up into a leadership role. Other people are looking for you to solve problems. You don't have to do it for them or tell them what to do. This is about you just doing it and guiding others to do it as well. Okay, it doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be done out of frustration either. It can be done out of love and kindness. All right, I hopefully got everyone who wanted to be called up there. I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place. And if you want to get on the top of the list, you can do it by going to YouTube, hitting subscribe. The bell button will tell you when I go live. You can put a comment in a little bit earlier than Facebook lets you, put you on the top of the list. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye.